in our portfolio for something like 5 years. So first one is the PAM, is now called fixed privilege secure. And promise you to do a deep work for that, just to start. You know, we talk a bit about the history of the PAM solution on the market. So the first solution they had 25 years ago. What about password routing? So check out password, and then after that, version 2 was to process servers. And again, but the thing is, it is still relevant. It is still important to structure. When you want to do that, you're still managing, as I said yesterday, you're still managing admin privilege, and you're managing admin accounts. So this is the pain you might want to resolve and you might want to remove from the system. So that's why we did put a lot of development efforts, R&D efforts on Netwrix privilege secure. Because two things, again, now we are looking and we are seeing more and more lateral movements in the organization, so understanding where your privilege accounts are is very important. Again, all the PAM solutions in the market could be very difficult to implement. Okay, so normally it's like and weeks, months, or years in order to be implemented. So we are trying to do another way of thinking, which is having a product which can be installed in minutes, less than an hour, which is a big difference compared to some of the solutions in the market. So I don't have time to go through that, but the thing which is interesting is first is discovery. I won't be able to think on that one because it's time for that. But start with discovery. We talked about that yesterday already. But even if you have a PAM solution already, you might want to understand if all your privilege accounts are protected, if you want to remove them, or if you want to remediate in the situation. So this first part of our solution set, which was the fixed privilege secure for discovery. And again, it's kind of a lot of devices every hour, so you can actually be alerted on almost real time if someone has created or has created a local account, local entity privilege accounts on the server or workstation. Again, no need to have open ports, no need to be to send agents to the workstation and devices. This is something we do without any agents and without any specific agents. So it's like my issue. We're using normal Windows codes or Mac codes or Linux codes gathering. And then the whole idea is to flatten all your privilege access, understand where you have people capable of accessing your devices and accounts. And then reduce the number of UI surface over time if you can. And then the big part is properly manage all your privilege accounts. Okay? And that's coming with this solution where this is all about how can I use my normal accounts to access all my privilege activities. And we're going to take about privilege activities. So we're no longer speaking about privilege access to privilege account management for us and for privilege activities. Because we don't manage accounts, we are actually orchestrating the creation of ephemeral accounts /unlimited accounts if you want to know account. Which means that when we recreate non-domain accounts, we will also remove these non-domain accounts from the organization that use strategy. So let's go through the product. It's actually a web interface. Everything is managed through this web interface. Okay. Again, this product is running on a Windows server. We do recommend that this Windows server is actually part of the workgroup, not the domain. More difficult to access if you want to. I can connect with my normal account, so Bunny Scaling. It's coming from the domain for the card lab. I can connect to any domain. You can have fiberglass accounts, normal stuff. I can also have So if you have some external vendors or services companies connecting to your bank and you want to use their credentials to connect to the system, this is also possible. So logging in, we do provide an MFS solution because obviously you manage privileges, so you need a solution. If you have one, you can connect to it. If you don't have any MFS solution, this is something we provide right now. And then this is my admin dashboard and my user can use that. So with this information, this interface is very user-friendly. It's as friendly as we also have dark mode. That's dark mode. So, but anyway, so I don't know if it's. Anyway, so I can manage all my credentials. So obviously,
a separate license for dark mode.
Yeah, it's more expensive. And themes are even more expensive. Anyway, so I can manage my credentials. So I can see all my users and groups, and I can rotate passwords on existing accounts if I want to.
So can you just zoom a bit so we can see your
Yeah, but I don't know if I can do it. Let me change the.
That's actually
I think you made it less. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so this is all the credentials my system was scanning, right? When I wanted to add new resources, like a new server, it could be anything you want to add. So if I'm going to resources, I can add a new server, a new ID domain, a new website, a new major ID tenants, okay? A new database, for example. And when I'm doing so, I can actually request AD and look at all the servers, join to AD. I can import that from a CSV file, or I can add a manual IP address, like this one. And in order to gather and assess and audit all these servers, I can use the service accounts in order to retrieve all the applications run on the server, all the services run, all the daemons if it's on the next machine, everything. So you will have a full understanding of what this machine is actually doing, because this machine or this resource will be actually added to your PAM solution. So the first part is where do I have to do my actions? It could be a DC, could be a Windows Linux machine, so anything you want to actually manage through the interface is done like that. And then it's completely automatic. I'm providing the information about, let's say, a Linux machine. Again, I can see all the sessions, the users, the local users on this machine. Sorry for the screen is not so easy to actually manage. But anyway, I can have all the users, groups, the history of all the sessions, right? So understand that Bonnie has opened up a session on this machine, right? It was actually a local request. I can also have all information about the software which are installed in this machine. Coming back to that, because I am the admin, the administrator of this interface, right? I can look at all the historical sessions being done on my machine, on my PAM solution. So I can see everything, right? I can look for something like recording information. I can also review all the video recording about that. So I can just look at that and see. I can, sorry, again, scroll down to the definition. Great. I can actually understand what the user was doing, so within the session, but also all the things which were typed or opened. Okay, so all the metadata of the session is actually recorded. So if someone has, created something or something, I can actually look at that, and it will be automatically synced. Okay? When going from one event to another, the video is actually synced. Yes?
This recording is done on per user basis or per device basis?
Per user or per device. It's up to you. Actually, we are intercepting all the actions on the fab itself, so you don't even need it on the Windows server or on the Linux machine. And then the good thing is that I can actually search on things based on the username or the record data. If I'm looking for all the UMI command, okay, on my own sessions, I can actually search on that and see I have the full list of where the session was and when the command was typed. Right? And again, I can look at that and it will be automatically synced to the UMI command, right? Which is very useful because if I, in terms of forensics, if I need to understand what was done, right, or what kind of command was typed, this is something which is also very easy.
Do you have, for example, normally an attacker when he does reconnaissance, he uses typical commands like when I look at one example, Netview to see on net user, he tries to add a local admin account or such a thing. And do you have a predefined list of commands used, and then you will trigger recording and alerting at the same time, so we can actually immediately, you don't have to record it one by one. The system will start automatically recording because the command was used. And since you're in the business of security, you know which commands they use mostly, and we can add on top of it. But I was wondering if you have such a list.
So we have protection policies doing exactly that. So you can say that you don't want a file to be touched, or you don't want a group to be changed, or things like that, and you want to be alerted. So we do integrate with any SIEM solution in the market, so we are sending information. So it's exactly what you want to see, exactly. So you can actually report on everything and send an alert if someone is touching the group or anything like that. So moving on, we do have a workflow integrated also with the product, so you don't need to have your own workflow system. It could be as many tiers as you want, right? So all the approval will go that way. I can schedule my session if I want to. But the best part of it is that I will be able to define policies. And policies is who has access to what in order to do what. Okay? So this is kind of easy, so three things. So if I'm going to, let's say, Linux access, I can just say with the product, okay, these guys, again, sorry, I'm trying to manage that. So these guys can access these resources, right, in order to do certain activities. Okay. And the activity is actually what you want to define. So it could be anything you want, but if you want to have all the activities, you can easily design what you want to do. And again, no scripting, everything is included. So for example, if I want to start a new activity or define a new activity, which is setting password for users, okay, you can just say, in order to do that, it's an AD access. Again, it could be Azure, it's Cisco, it could be Linux, it could be SQL Server, right, our website, whatever you want to do. Right? I'm saying AD. What kind of access do I need? Now, to do that, is it like PAM v1 is just a password vault? I want to check in, check out the password. Is it PAM version 2, which is I want a rotation of password each time someone is accessing this account? Or do I want to have our version 3, if you want, which is activity token? So coming back to activity token, I will just say I want to have an ephemeral account being created when this activity will be started. Okay? This ephemeral account will use the same account name of the user, but it will be ending by ZZZ and then some random characters. Okay? And then I want to create this account at the beginning of the activity, and I want to delete this account afterwards. So it's automatic, it's done. again, in terms of activity, I can just have full desktop experience. Right? So start with full desktop, so everything will be started. It could be just one application, like mmc.exe, something like that. Or it could be a batch file. So the end user experience will be, I want to start an activity, I won't see anything, but something will be started, and then it will be logged. Okay. So that's interactive. I want to create a new, so this session is now in 3 parts. What do I want to do in order to start my session? What do I want to do when the session is started? And post session. So you see, first one is creating an account. Second is to delete an account as a post session. Second step could be, I want to add some ADUC permission on users for ONOU, which is the IP, and the rights I want to have is reset password. Okay. So starting OK, and then you see that we automatically added this remove ADUC permission. Okay. It could be something which is more orchestration, which is I want to enable the RDP on the host. And at the end of the session, I want to disable the RDP on the host. Okay? Therefore, your host is completely protected because you won't access the RDP session when it's not managed by the solution. But because I know that starting the RDP service might takes time, I can actually switch that. So very easy, right? So I can just say, okay, this is the first thing I want to do. And then that's always like that. So maybe I want to create the temporary Windows 5 share because I know that they want to update some solutions or whatever. Let's do that. Right. So this is something which is, again, very easily done. And that's it. When you did that, you have the 3 layers, which is who can do what on which resource. Okay. So the end user experience is this one. Okay. I'm connecting as a normal user. This is all the activities I can do on your systems. So for example, if I want to create a new activity which is domain admin, I can create a session. I can just say, we can link to an ITSM solution if you have one. And I will say, okay, I want to connect this machine.
Can you also manage the web access and record the sessions directly or through jump post?
Yeah, we have jump post access, or we are also local desktop activity launch when you want to start some activity on your desktop. We'll show you that. Yeah. So you see this is available. So again, I struggle with the definition of the screen, I guess. Alright, so this is starting my connection. Let's see. Body scaling, in order to do a job, I have created an on-demand account called body scaling something, which could be again deleted afterwards. Okay. And on the log, obviously, you have the name of the ephemeral account being created for this session by this user. So I can do that. So this will open my session. Time. But the good thing is that the end user will know that he is connecting to this machine, that this session is supposed to last 29 minutes. So on your session, you can say it's an heavy task, so it's 2 hours, or resetting the password should need more than 15 minutes, for example. So you can define that as an administrator of the solution.
Can you extend the session?
Yes. You can also say that the end user can extend 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, or he has to go through a workflow if he wants to extend or not. So this is what I'm doing here. I know that I have recorded, so for GDPR thing, that's good. And then I can start anything I want. The thing I want to show you is that at the same time, when I'm going to the on administrator view, I can actually see all the active sessions. So for example, I can just say, I want to see what bonus K is doing. So here, and it's actually real time, so again, it's probably interface. See, when I'm moving the windows, this is me my end user view, this is my admin view. So actually I can see in real time, including the metadata what Bunny is doing.
Can you as admin disconnect ongoing session
Yes.
for the user, okay?
Yes, so I can just say something is going wrong, I received an alert, okay? I can just say I want to lock the session, send a nice message, or not a nice message.
What the fuck?
Something like, I'm very calm, right? And then, yeah, you go with that. Okay. Yeah, I can talk about the session.
But the user opens, let's say, registered token, that's automatically terminated.
Yeah,
They close.
yeah, you can have, you want on that.
So the user will be disconnected or what?
It will be logged off. And if I'm logging it off, all the orchestration will be done. I mean, all the privilege removal, all the account removal, the local session will be deleted, the RDP service will be stopped. So it's protected.
But excuse me, on the end machine, if it's for example a physical machine, can someone watch there what's happening?
If someone is watching what?
For example, you have service people connecting to your manufacturing machines via this system, and you want the person next to the machine that has Windows built in watch the screen as well.
Yeah, you can share the sessions in real time if you want.
On the, you can open it so that on the end computer you can see.
You mean on the physical console?
Physical.
On a physical computer, no, it's more designed to be remote sessions.
Okay.
If you want to have a local session recording, we have another solution to that. But this is more for remote session access for privileged accounts. Right? Now it has to go through the RDP tuning in order for us to record on this product.
Yeah.
But we have also other solutions. But let me go through all those things because maybe this desktop activity lunch will be interesting to you. Let's see. But we were thinking about the PAM adoption. You know that PAM, you need to have a good adoption rate on your admin, okay, because they are using some shortcut, they are using their own solutions, and they don't want to go through the web interface. They will tell you, I'm slow now doing my business, whatever. So, we are also taking care into consideration this thing. So, for example, if you're using like an RDP, shortcut, or if you're using a session manager as an admin, we also do support that. So in order to start an activity on my Windows machine, see the shortcut is kind of very easy to understand that I'm planning to use the Bunny Skelly account coming from this domain, doing this activity on this machine, going through this PAM server. Okay? So this is kind of easy. And if I want to start that, again, it will ask me for my password. We can have an SSO solution integrated. Again, this PAM, this MFA, check. That. And then boom, it's done. Okay. So MFA control everywhere, right? And shortcut and session manager done. Again, you are my command. I'm using an ephemeral account to connect to my Windows machine, to my Linux machine. So we do that for Azure, AD, Windows, Linux, Oracle, SQL Server. And yes, for the techie on the planet, we are supporting X11 tunneling. So if you have X11 application, you can actually do that also. Hit it. Okay, so this is almost done. It's half an hour only. The last thing we wanted to also integrate is that sometimes, and most of the time now, all the Windows admin are using PowerShell command. Okay? Or they're using their own desktop in order to do activity with their admin accounts. Right? And that's why nowadays they want to have their admin accounts forever, and they want to be admin accounts or admin user of their local workstation because they will tell you, okay, I need some certain privilege in order to do something. It could be a marketing lady wanted to start something, or it could be like a developer wanted to start Visual Studio in order to use the local resource or whatever. So this is something we do now with this integration with the desktop activity launch and a product called Policy Pack on our portfolio. That I can just say, okay, I want to start Notepad++, but I want to start it through the PAM solution. Okay, I want to go through the whole thing, which is I don't know my password, I don't know which account will be created to start this application, but I want to use my PAM solution because I don't have any admin account. Okay? So it has to go through that. So we can start that with the right-click command, but we can also do that through intercepting command line. Yes.
So this is privilege evaluation on the Windows machine.
Yes, on demand.
On demand. What about Unix machines?
It's coming.
Thank you.
So I can just say if I'm starting MMC.
Sorry, just one question for this. So each time somebody wants to connect, they will receive a randomly created new account with some name. Are those names unique?
Yes.
So they exist only for the duration of the session, and somewhere in the background, I hope it's logged who created that session. And,
No.
So just okay. I know the data exists. I mean, I hope that it exists.
No,
but
we're doing that.
how easy it is to extrapolate the data, and in case of audit, to actually get who did all that.
So all the logs will have all the SID, GUID, UID being created if you want to retrieve the syslog information. The name won't exist anymore, right? So there will be there is a link between what we have created, the GUID or the UID of the users which were created, and all the logs using this ephemeral account is actually text and not relating to this UID whatever. So, and if you send that to the SIM solution, then you will have the requester, which is the normal user, and all this information in pure text, so it's easy to actually understand.
Okay.
So I just want to show you that because it's actually unique in the market, so I'm very proud of it. Right. So I'm doing MNC, DSS, .mc, and boom, we do intercept the request. Okay.
Not unique.
So
It's not easy.
it is.
Dark mode.
We put it in dark mode.
Yeah.
Only.
So again, PAM, doing that. Okay. And then it goes through the same system, then it goes through the same interface where I can actually gather information about all the active session, right? And I can actually say that this request is coming from a local workstation. Okay. It's not using any hub or any switch or anything, all the resources will be on the local workstation. If I'm coming back to this, okay, just so you know that it's true, I'm starting MMC normally, so this is not an elevated session. And just so you know, if I'm going to details, looking at MMC, right, you can see that one is started as an admin user, right? Could be again an ephemeral account, that was another use case, and another one is a normal user. The good thing is that I can do the work, so this is the elevated one, I can change things, blah blah blah. But when I'm stopping the application, right? Okay, again, session is stopped, everything will be recorded and everything will be sent back. Okay. To my PAM session. And in order to do that, we are not using any agent. It's GPO extension. So no agent, nothing. It's just a GPO extension, and that's it. It's propagated through the GPO mechanism. That's basically it. So now we have a solution which is very easy to install. It's very easy, as easy as you can actually download it from the website. It comes with a 30-day trial key. You can install that in 30 minutes, and it will be up and running for your AD/Azure AD management very, very quickly. So have a look at it. If you want to talk about it, we have plenty of resources on this solution. And again, if you were struggling to implement the PAM solutions before, if you are having some project on privileged access management, take some time to test it. Sorry, it was quick, but I am on time. So, any question?
For questions, I will give money.
Maybe just
I accept only euros.
At least.
I have another one. Actually, my company started implementation of PAM solution from Real Security, our hosts. And one of the obstacles that we hit, and I don't know if we fully resolved it yet, is that every PAM solution actually needs some kind of administrative privileges on Active Directory.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to control accounts, to maybe, thank you, to control accounts, to maybe block somebody if somebody is trying something fishy, etc. And as we have ITO vendor, which hosts our data center and which is primarily in charge of our Active Directory, they just straightforwardly refused to give them anything other than a read-only service account. And so for now we get the minimal privilege of a PAM system.
Because someone else is managing your ID.
Yes.
Okay.
So here it's also needed, but are there any, I don't know, replacement solutions? Is there maybe a possibility to I don't know, create a pool of admin accounts which are somehow not accessible by regular users, and then use them as some temporary accounts for those sessions or something like that?
Good question. But in order to manage resources with our solution, let's go through that. I can start a domain, right? And in order to scan the domain, I will tell the product. Again, I think I have some issue with the precising. I will tell the product which service accounts I will use, okay, in order to check all the information. And then obviously, if you want this product to actually create accounts, you will need some additional permissions. But if you want this product to use existing accounts, you can too. So it's up to you. So answer is yes, you can link to an existing account with the right permissions, or you can just say to your hoster that you want one account being able to create ephemeral accounts in this specific OU, which could be a temporary one, right? And that the maximum right you want to have is, let's say, a reset password. Right? Okay. So with that, the product will use only this account, but you will be able to create ephemeral account just for the other activity you want to delegate to someone else, right? And that's the design of it, which is very secure because only one account will have to be created by your host or whatever it is, so or your mother company or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
So the answer is yes. It's a it's a specific use case, but yeah, you can do that. Money.
Just one more question. Let's say I'm the PAN admin and I created a temporary access for a certain technician that has to do computer things. But now I left the office and I'm on the move, I'm on the run, and the permissions which I assigned initially are not enough. So now he's requesting higher privileges and I need to prove it somehow. And since I'm on the run, do I have any app, for example, that I can just look at it?
Not an app, it's an email. So we send you an email with a link to approve it or not. So
just by clicking on the link, I
you will
approve
go
it?
to the requests, and on the request you will be able to approve it or
So
decline it.
it's through the browser?
Yeah. And this web base is actually mobile friendly.
It's mobile friendly, so even on my smartphone it should be.
So we don't have any app, but it's a web page designed for that.
Do you support folded phones also?
What?
So just kidding. Nowadays, everything is mobile friendly.
Yes.
But mobile vendors are crazy man. They are folding mobile phones instead. So do you know how to look mobile applications?
I don't have any. I just have an iPhone. Maybe I will ask. No.
Don't bother.
Just don't.
Anyone wants money?
More money.
Me too, yeah.
Not
thank
real
you.
money.
Oh, thank you.
Next.
So
When you
again,
first purchase.
So we can integrate with any sample tool.
What about FIDO2 or multi-factor? Do you support FIDO2?
Yeah. So in terms of connecting to this information, any SAML v2 provider will work. For MFA, we will support any FIDO connectors. So it could be Wiki, it could be anything else. As a provider, you can have Azure AD or any SAML v2 provider. So it's very open to the rest of the world. If you want to send information to a SIEM solution, we are compatible with any SIEM solution in the market. So this is something which is also interesting. Yeah.
Is there any plan for an app to this? For my previous question, is there any plan to actually develop an app?
We have plans for many things with these products. It's a very
is
lot
that
of
what
applications.
about?
I will check. Do we have?
It might be a bit user-friendly.
Do we have
Yes,
your
I
details?
have.
Yeah. Okay. So I will check.
Yeah. By the way, congratulations on the Oscar.
Yes. Please, yeah.
Okay. Say the PowerShell something. Do you have some?
PowerShell?
Yeah.
So the PowerShell is at the MMC. So if you want to start PowerShell, that's easy.
It's the same.
It's the same thing. You just say, yeah, start.ps1 has to be intercepted. Okay. Going to be start.ps1 in this folder.